Peace and blessings, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all rocking with Sitting Bull. Thank you for everybody that subscribed. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe, hit a like, and make sure you place a comment at the bottom. Today, we just want to be speaking on the topic of deceptions of friendships and responsibilities. And the most important thing that I want to be speaking on is why put our life on the line for our non-beginner status and people that still have that non-beginner mentality. You know, because we got to understand the principles of life and the situations that's taking place and the things that's happening in our everyday life, you know. And I feel that if I'm going to put my life on the line, then it has to be the cause to die for the people for the sake of freedom, understanding, you know what I mean, education, to be more nomadic and things like that. And I think people just put their life on the line for this eugenics, negative eugenics perspective, perspective of the ghetto mentality of a gangster and things like that. When that's actually not you, that's not us, that's not me. You know, I mean, as Moors, as copper tone people, however you want to classify yourself, we got to understand the perceptions of what's happening. Even though this nation belongs to us, it really doesn't in the form of corporation, in the form of government. You know, even with the Treaty of Tripoli, you know, with George Washington going back, you know, and asking permission for certain topics and certain understanding and certain things, we have to understand that this is not their nation. You know what I mean? This is a you know, like a third party, you know what I'm saying, that land that we living into, but it's actually ours. You know, I mean, I never believed that my ancestor was a slave, even through the knowledge and things that I consumed. I never felt that way. I never believed that. Even though those were the things I was taught in school, but you got to think about it. We get taught from an institution instead of a university. Even with these so-called universities out here, those are just tax exempts and all these other things that they use, but it's really not a university because they have biases, you know, in a lot of different aspects that hinder us from taking things to the next level. And it doesn't, the university doesn't teach anything about nationality. They don't teach anything about birthrights. They don't teach anything about overcoming this non-begeer. They don't even teach, even when you in a bar association, a lot of people say, well, you study law, you should, you know, try to become a lawyer or something like that, or would you rather go to school for these things? But the thing is, when you're in your non-begeer, how could you channel those things? And I don't want to be a part of an agency, you know what I mean, to take my birthrights away from me, because I got, you know, people that have to live decades and hundreds, thousands of years after me that don't need to suffer from this non-beginner status that I would be comfortable with if I was. But I'm not. But let me get back on topic about the friendship thing. If I put my life on the line for somebody, I'm just being honest. Well, first of all, I'm going to say, when my brother passed, or went to another cycle of life, I see that people that was in that non-beginner status mentally, whether in that true capacity, even though they want to die for that. I don't want to die in a non-beginner status. I don't want to even have a non-beginner mental health where I feel like I should be exposing and killing my brothers and things like that. My thing is this. Most people have conflict of interest with people that they grew up with, share clothes with, ate with, parents know each other very well. The thing is, how could you sit outside a house, look for them, and things like that, and kill them? When it comes to the police, you drop your gun, you run, and you will tell on the issue that happens. I don't want anybody like that in my corner. I don't even want anybody in my corner to have a mentality to even die for the streets. What about dying for the people? Because that's a more important cause that we gotta realize. And I met this beautiful family the other day. Very beautiful family, man, and intelligent and able to work together and be able to do righteous things. And so when you look at that pattern right there, they living for their family. They living for the lost humanity that need to find themselves. And so when you navigate on levels like that, you realize those are the people that you should be putting your life on the line for and dying for, because they're serving a cause to enlighten, embrace humanity. When you have people out here that say, I got your back, I'll ride for you, I'll die for you. They don't care about your mama. They don't care about your brothers. They don't care about your sisters. They don't care about your family. They just care about your benefits in their life, in every aspect. It's kind of like pimping or something, you know? You're using a person for your personal benefits, and that's not righteous. I don't need to be in a corner with anybody like that. Especially if I can't place a child, my niece, my nephews, on the side of my homies and look them dead in their eyes and say, I would die for my homie before I die for you, because I know the risk that they taking out on the streets. I know they go beef with somebody over a female, you know, that belongs to herself. Beef over a person looking at somebody the wrong way, stepping on shoes, and things like this, you know. From a lot of experience, I've seen the relationships between homies, even when I was locked up. People that wasn't friends of mine, that was friends of my brother, and I become a support system to them just because due to the relationship of them interacting with my brother and things like that. It's like they pass on one energy to the next energy. I don't want anybody to dick ride me. I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet, as they should also. But the thing is, the deceptions of friendships coming a part of, we're not helping each other. We're killing each other. But you call me your friend when you actually out there to help kill me? When you want me to put my life on the line and say you ain't gonna bust that pistol for me? You ain't gonna kill this nigga for me? What kind of friend is that? I want a friend to help me educate myself. Take things to a whole nother level that I've never seen before in life. I want friends that say, if this is what you ignorant to, let me enlighten you. I want friends to say, let's gather entrepreneurship with each other. I want friends to say, let's start schools. Let's start farming. Let's start being independent and self-sufficient. Because most of the friends that I know or that I grew up with, they always asking me to send them money. You know what I'm saying? To jail. They're always asking for a ride. They're always asking for some way that I can help them, instead of helping all of us in a sense of humanity. Because this war and this fight, the struggle, is bigger than me. It's bigger than everyone else around us. And if we want to keep living in this non-beginner status, then we're going to misidentify our friends. We're putting our life on the line for what? I don't understand that. And I never will anymore. Because I'm not encouraging people to do it. But before I go wage war on the streets with somebody that I know they're lost, I know they're stuck, I know they need a way out, I'm going to go beef with government officials. Why? Because I love those people more than the government officials. So basically, I'm bound down to the government official. I'm able to kill my brother instead of talking to him, instead of trying to reach out and be mutual. You feel me? There's a lot of people out here that I could have killed. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I wanted to talk to them about joining forces mentally and physically so we can expand humanity in a sense. And when we come out of that demonic mode, we start seeing things from that light. But when we stuck in that demonic mode, we don't understand what's the principles of brotherhood. We don't understand the principles of family. We don't understand the reality of getting ourselves to a whole nother level. And it's a lot of people out here that actually doing the good issues, but they living in an illusion. A lot of people always ask me, hey, you know, I got this non-for-profit, I'm doing this with the church, and I'm doing this, and etc. Are the churches willing to do anything for you and the people besides benefiting their institution? You know what I'm saying? Is that non-for-profit willing to help the people without putting it on their books and records and things like that? Because this is reality, you know? And I feel for the children that coming along, because you got a whole bunch of people that's fucked up in the head, and color is not an issue now. Because we got to start looking at our own people in the mirror now and start questioning their integrity. It's not a black and white issue. That's a status. So when I look at my status as who I am, I'm nomadic. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the creation. So why will I be part of destruction? You know what I'm saying? And I can't serve two creators. You can't go in hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that eye always watching when you in the negative realm, because it wants your spirit, it wants your soul. It want to take you out of the righteousness perspective. Because what is righteousness in our hearts when it comes to our friendships? Do we tell them you need to better yourself? Do we need to tell them that they need to get on another level? You know, because I felt betrayed from a lot of different people. But I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming myself for not recognizing these things a long time ago, because it's no loyalty in the streets. You know what I'm saying? There's always a deception in the streets. And I don't understand what brings a person to say, I will ride and die for this individual. It's a lot of people I met at dice games and stuff like that and say, oh, this is my homie, I kill for him, I die for him, or we gonna die together. And I'm like, he just don't understand. Then, sorry to say, those situations actually took place when one of those individuals passed away. And what did the homie do? He ran, tucked his tail, he hid, he bragged on his homie, got a tattoo. What that's doing for humanity, what that's doing for their children. We got to start fighting different principles out here. We got to get off of this non-begear bullshit that's turning us into military soldiers that willing to kill each other over nothing. What the fuck are we killing each other for? We supposed to be embracing each other, taking each other to another level of humanity, that the children can have another legacy and don't have to repeat the things that we going through this deception of law, through this deception of statutory codes and everything else. Because it's important for us to learn. It's important for us to educate. It's important for us to take things to a higher realm within ourselves. Because if we don't, basically we're killing humanity. And I want to uplift humanity. And I know a lot of other people out there like that, but you got to watch your sources and who you go to, because those demons are in those sources also. But when you build with powerful people that want to take things to the next level and take your journey to the next level, then you appreciate them, you appreciate yourself, you appreciate your walk, and disturbance won't come like depression, suicide, and all these other things that hinder you from being the best person that you know how to be.